Alright, we can now move deeper into the void. I will actually leave Dodger on you. That's fine for now. I guess ideally slip in Mug as well. Mug or Steel. Once we have reached the appropriate event horizon of crime. Oh, they're just that slow that we've been able to do all of this before they got an action in. Slow, and they might have idling actions at the start of their script. A lot of enemies are padded out. Yeah, Shinryu especially is hard to photograph when he dies, because he doesn't even have, like, a slower dissolve that bosses get. He just dies at regular speed. I missed my shot of Omega dissolving because I did not have this window in focus at the moment it was occurring, because I had gone to like set the timer and put that on without clicking back in. It still accepts all of the other regular commands, but not like the screenshot, not the turbo button. Weird. Still, I got the badge. Proof enough. The badge. Strength and courage, surpassing the ancients. Wallzerker. Certainly stronger and braver than the ancients. People not particularly known for either of those traits. Put you back up. Well, Titan Axe. Yeah, that hits harder than Assassin Dagger. You can keep that around. We don't need the death effect for anything right now. The last of the classic tent. These are the fellows you can steal cursed rings off of, just in case you wanted them. I could just quickly double check that. Yeah. Fury. Fury has cursed ring. suppose just as a rare, standalone rare. No, they have two. They have Reflect Rings as a common, even. In case you still needed them by now. There they are. If we find ourselves in need of many more raw XP, which we could probably, reasonably, Castle will be the place to do it. Void Castle, very good source of XP. The Void Core, the deep, proper Void Core. Hold on. Belphegor is not my target. Is not even my secondary target, which I don't need even then because. Right, I am not. I have 2 Aegis shields and 2 shield users. That's as many as needed. Here in the end zone. Really denied myself a second fire shield by not trying to mug our old pal Twintania. Felt like there was another of those in here somewhere. He has a drop? Perhaps not. Real shame. I mean, I have the one, but having a second would be nice for ingredients. Certain moves. There, you. Receive the crime. Yes, defend yourself and brace for crime. Bone mail does not prevent zombie powder. What is this nonsense? And now he's dead. They have what I want, but it's a rare behind a common. I should have someone carry escape. Necromancers occur all throughout the Inner Void, so there are plenty of opportunities. There's the VIP box. And nothing in here grants experience, so my only interests are in crime. We have obsoleted the need for material goods. There's just... yeah, there's a boss fight to confront to get the last save point. Right over there. Feel prepared for this. Not too much of a run back. Let's go. Are you stopping you? At least one of you isn't, but who? With these barriers, he's achieved invincibility. Can I stop your barriers? They are floating. Damn it. Sort of hoping that they would be on the ground so I could quake them. This is what these barriers do. I might just be stopping him at the center, which means nothing at this point. All these quakes! So many quake procs. All for nothing. Yes, this is what the barriers do. They bounce extremely powerful spells off each other. Can I confuse you? No. Alright, fortunately, these are at their most dangerous when all of them are standing. The moment you start to whittle some of them down, then things get more manageable. Particularly irritating to deal with the last two in the back. That was the right command. As they are indeed in the back row. Necrophobe can hide behind his barriers while they hide behind him. Truly advanced cowardice. He's a great master. He's very wise. Perhaps we are not so different. To do well in this fight, you want to be able to very quickly snuff a couple of the barriers. And they have a couple of weaknesses. What you need to take their reflect into account in order to properly deal with them. And if you're able to just endure them for long enough, they don't have a whole lot of mana, so they will run dry after a bit. They lack stamina. And once they're out of mana, since their attack pattern is based entirely on bouncing spells, they become harmless, and you can just sit around, do whatever you want. Like, just hiding in the corner and waiting for him to tire himself out would not take long at all against Necrophobe. The Berserker is now wasting some of its actions against the man himself. Well, it was always capable of that, but now seeing more of that happening. Keeping that in mind, because I would like to, just one. I'd like to get fast. Are you going to die of this? Let's see. Nope, barely alive. Good. Commence the song. I'd like to get fast and perhaps have a second person wielding your crime knife for an upcoming section. There's a steal waiting in this fight. Great importance. There we go. I now have until the Berserker finishes destroying that barrier. This is entirely manageable levels of damage right now. Become as fast as possible, both to deal with the next phase and to conduct the crime efficiently. It's getting closer to the full bar. So many quakes. I'm willing to hasten this along a bit. Let's see. Alright, it's time. First of all, let me get my bard back. Wake up, friend. Song's over. Let's taste his true power. Still floating. Or no, he isn't floating. Not without his barriers. And a free elixir. No, in his new form, well, his form that is his form, he is extremely fragile, but also extremely deadly. He is weak to just about anything that you could name. Can be very easily torn up by any large source of damage. However, he is also quite powerful. Throws a lot of big moves. Like that one. And that one. Are you wielding Assassin Dagger? Stop that. It could have caused a lot of problems. had the good fortune of having him waste his extra double attack on overkilling the same person. Good fortunes all around. Get you back on your harp. For adequate damage. You are not a dragon or a dead. Just a regular man. A fearful man. Listed on my sheet as having 44,000 health, but I'm wondering if that takes into account scripting things or not. That might be his just raw on-paper health rather than his effective health. No way I could find out. What's this list have to say about the soul gun? Also 10,000. So that's probably his actual listed on paper. The amount I must destroy, rather than the amount that is in the variable. When the time comes, I'm going to be climbing without the ring. Hello, the time arrives. Greg has his attention. Now, where is my priming knife? Come on. Come on. Yes! Prime knife! Just pry that armor right off him. Shove him in the straps. The complete set of Greg. Here at last. Wallzerker, please. Our work here is done. Let Greg take his course. Dousing of Heroes. Wallzerker, please. All for an ordinary save point. Farewell, noble Greg. I had meant to keep a diamond helmet. Where can I go and fish those up on short notice? Wallzerker. A fitting tribute. Guess I'll go ahead and make an attempt at this regardless. While I'm on the way, nope, on the water. Yes, if you move on forward past that, you arrive at the final battle. But we have other goals. I'll at least make a first pass of this just to test whether or not the other thing I had in mind was necessary. And get a barometer on how much raw number is needed. Called for. Deadpool. This box is a trap. A monster attack. Behold! The other bonus boss. Hesitate for the faintest fraction of a moment and you will face the tidal wave. It always begins with the tidal wave. Wallzerker. Alright, that's the move that would have required methods. Wallzerker is in dragon slaying mode. Wallzerker does not have a way to stop ice? Really? Oh wait, maybe I should perhaps switch the shield and the ring. And I wouldn't have a... Then I wouldn't have cold... Because he has Atomic Ray. I don't want to be vulnerable to Atomic Ray. There's some set of resistances that leaves you near invincible in the face of him. But if I take Ice Shield, I'm not... Stop the clock. Put that away a moment. There's workshopping in progress. Actually, Coral Ring nulls fire. Yeah, Ice Shield. That gets me through the Tidal Wave. That absorbs the blizzards. That annuls the Atomic Rays. That absorbs the instant deaths and cancels a bunch of status effects. And absorbs poison. And you may as well dress as a Greg. Because I have bards, I have access to an exploitative and time-wasting shenanigans way to eventually defeat Shinryu. But I did that last year. This time must be different. If I had a second bone mail, I could cut out the other Wallzerker in similar dragon-slaying attire. Let's begin to gauge how much number is necessary for a successful Berserker. Okay, round 2. It's a trap. Monster attack. Also, if you're feeling especially feisty, that's a rare steal off of him. That it's an extremely powerful whip that does extra damage to dragons. It's quite nice. And if I had, yes, say, set myself up with Flea, I can now vanish from this plate and have the Dragon Whisker on hand. Look at that lovely whip. If I had a Beastmaster, that would be a very useful weapon to throw against many a foe. Anyway, let's get back in there. You can also do this an arbitrary number of times. For other behaviors. He gives Dragon Fang as well. However, let us sweep the field clean and commence Wallzerker at 2.4. Every time that hits is a full heal. Alright, so that's about 5. Right. Plain old physical attack. That can stop him. How often does he just throw his regular physical move? Let's... Walk 5,000 damage and die. Give me your algorithm guide. What are the stats? What's the word? The good news about, and that's 5,000 damage to bone mail. Shinryu. Elstrom, fight roulette. Yeah, he throws a lot of regular swings in his cycle. Up to 4 per cycle of moves. Some of those 2/3 of the time. How do you solve a puzzle like Shin? The number may have to go up a lot.